Hello and welcome to Heroes of Handheld, episode 154. This is the internet's premium podcast dedicated to all things handheld gaming with two of us. There's me, Chris. I've been your host since the very beginning of this podcast, my Colin impression. And joining me from all the way about 100 miles down the coast, it's Colin Byrne.
It's me, Colin. Hi, how are you? Welcome along. I hope you will enjoy the next 45 minutes of pure audio magic. We've got really good stuff coming up. We're going to be talking about some mobile games we reviewed from last week's episode. We're going to be talking about a game called Oceanhorn, a Dragonball Z game on the 3DS, and a little thing called Puzzle Battle Dragons X as well. But first, Colin. Yes.
There is a video which we need to talk about. It's nothing to do with handheld gaming, but I've been watching it non-stop this week.
Okay. Lay it on me. What have you been watching constantly this week?
You know how much you love a YouTuber called PewDiePie?
I like to dabble in a bit of pewds. Yeah. Brofist.
Yeah. And I've like never really watched PewDiePie before. I've never really kind of got it. Like it's never really been. But basically, it's him talking about YouTube drama and how much he hates it, but because it's very good.
Can you go back a little bit, Chris? You cut out quite a lot there.
Okay. So PewDiePie put a video out this week, and it's talking about YouTube drama and how much he normally hates it, but has decided he wants to start YouTube drama with every famous YouTuber out there, right? I've watched this video so many times. It is so funny because it's obviously quite ironic, I think.
Yeah.
Go on.
As someone who's a big fan of PewDiePie, I've been probably watching his videos for a couple of years now. He's just very funny. That's why I like watching him. When Chris told me he'd watched the PewDiePie video and he said it was hilarious, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. So I loaded it up. I hadn't watched it yet. And I was a bit disappointed. It wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. And I think if you like that video, you should really give him a chance with some of his other videos. He is very, very funny in what he does. He's got to the point now in his YouTube career where he can sort of badmouth all the big companies and not worry about any repercussions because he's got so many followers and he's got quite a big fellowship. But it was interesting because every time YouTube announces some form of update and he doesn't like it, he always does a rant video about it and how YouTube is bad against creators and it's stifling creativity from its users. But it was really interesting, this one, because it was funny, but it wasn't the funniest. Like where he listed all these YouTubers and then he tried to think of some reason why he didn't like them, and then every now and then he'd name one and go, "Oh, they're actually quite good. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice."
It just really tickled me because I think it's quite clearly ironic, but I just think he's losing the plot a bit. I don't know if he's always like that, but it just struck me as very much like a "you okay?"
Yeah, he does this quite a lot. It's nothing new, really. He does have these. YouTube introduced the. Did you see the thing about the Heroes system or something?
Heroes program? Yeah, Heroes of YouTube.
Heroes of YouTube, yeah. So we need to trademark Heroes, otherwise we're going to lose our intellectual property. He did a rant video about that as well, which was also quite funny. I'd encourage you to watch that as well. But yeah, it was very good. I liked how he mentioned Zoella as well. Just randomly put Zoella in there, and just like, yeah, she must be doing something right because she still has followers. It was great.
I think my favorite was my favorite bit of it is when he's like. I can't remember who he says. It's like, I don't know, Colin Byrne, drug problem. Marina Joyce, drug problem.
And he goes like, one of them, no neck. Someone else also no neck.
It's so good.
The thing is, like,
it's really
what he was moaning about. Yeah, definitely. But what he was moaning about was like how YouTubers, like, just because they want to get as many views as possible, they'll deliberately have do a back and forth, like loads of video responses to each other. Like, for example, if I didn't like Chris and he had the YouTube channel could Enter Soundman, I could do a video saying my response to Enter Soundman's accusations, and he'd do a video back saying my responding to Colin's video, and they just go on, and they get loads of views and things like that. Because a lot of YouTubers, they do actually get by having the thumbnail or the title sound very controversial or very aggressive, they normally get a lot more views. I watch a lot of YouTubers. My partner's a big fan, and I also watch as well because I do enjoy some YouTubers and vloggers and things like that. There's one called Sprinkle of Glitter who I went and saw live a few weeks ago, and she did a video saying the title of the video. She probably has a couple of million subscribers, I would imagine, but she did a video that said, he dumped me. That was it. Just he dumped me. And the thumbnail was her looking sad. And it seriously got so much more views than her normal ones.
Yeah.
Because YouTubers love a bit of controversy. They love a bit of aggro or negativity or something like that. The internet feeds of negative energy. So it's just really interesting to see. And I'm sure there are a lot of YouTubers who will probably see what PewDiePie has done and think he's being serious because they don't understand his humor. But he's obviously not. He's not being serious at all. He's just, just taking a piss, trying to make a point. But I'm sure there's some YouTubers out there who will take it seriously and will do a response video and say, why I think PewDiePie is a knobhead.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. But I hope people get that it's a joke. I feel like the people that are in there are big enough to realize it's a joke because it's coming from him and because he's obviously like such a big name and is, trying to make like a healthy YouTube community. It's just interesting.
Yeah. It is really interesting, actually. I mean, I just wait for the response. But talking of interesting things and things that I am passionate about, I love Disney, and I'm going to Disney World, Florida next year. But I hear on the grapevine that Chris is going to be doing a YouTube video soon called My Disneyland Paris Haul. So how did you find Disneyland Paris, Chris? I think it was one of your first trips away with your partner, wasn't it? So how'd you go? Was it good?
Colin's being funny because I think my other half went to Disneyland this weekend and I couldn't go, and it's a little bit of a bit of a sore one. It's one of those things that was like it's been booked for so long, like it was booked before we got together.
No way, really? You've been care about
it's been booked for absolutely ages because she did this run. You know what? All right, okay. I'll embed a link so that people can throw some money if they want because it's for charity. So you're not allowed to be a dick about it, Colin. She did a half marathon around Disney, and has raised a lot, but would like to raise some more for INS, which is the Something Neurological Society. It's about supporting people with strokes. And she had a really good time, but brought back so much Disney stuff, and our room is just coated now in like a fine layer of Disney.
That is how it should be for everyone. I mean, you see all my Tsum Tsums to my right here. My girlfriend actually bought a load more Tsum Tsums the other day. She got the princess package where it was like about 6 princess Tsum Tsums for about 20 quid, which works out, I think we worked out you save about £1 in total. But what gifts did you get from your partner when she went to Disneyland?
I received, I'm not going to do this on air, but I got some nice Star Wars trousers because the thing I hadn't realized that there's all the Star Wars and Marvel stuff there as well.
Yes, indeed.
So I got a Jar Jar Binks Tsum Tsum, which is over on the side over there.
No way, is a Jar Jar Binks Tsum Tsum. Let me see this.
It's all right. Okay, hang on, hold up.
He's off. I saw a funny. I'm into my dank memes at the moment, and I saw a funny meme the other day where it was that song by will.i.am and Britney Spears. You know the one where it's like will.i.am and Britney, bitch, do, and like someone had edited it, so it's the chorus where he goes will.i.am and Jar Jar Binks. It's funny. Well, let's see.
There you go, Jar Jar Binks.
That is oddly creepy.
It's bizarre, isn't it? I quite like Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, of course it's legit. It's not fake, is it?
Squeeze me. I love Jar Jar Binks.
Is that your Jar Jar Binks impression?
Was not very good. You need to work on
We said Jar Jar Binks.
My favorite bit from that Phantom Menace was when the leader of the Gongans, I think it's the Gongans, isn't it? The leader, the big fat one, like whenever he like says goodbye or greets people, he goes like that.
Oh,
that's the highlight.
So yeah, I got that and some. I got some stationery stuff and a nice cup and some trousers with Star Wars on them and a nice Captain America cap and a thing from Hercules as well, a little Pegasus. It's cute, nice haul. I was very grateful So you can sponsor some money. We'll put a link on the article because any donation is good donation, you know?
That's good. That's very nice.
Colin,
I'm
what have you
glad
done for
you had a good
charity
time.
recently?
I have given my body
Bit of a
over to
bastard, really, aren't
science.
you?
Hmm?
Bit of a bastard, really, aren't you? Bit selfish.
Yeah, it's all take from these charities, isn't it? What have they done for me? What have they ever done for me? Give me all the money. Anyway, right, so a few more things I want to talk about before we get into the main podcast. It's been 20 years, Christopher, 20 years since Sabrina the Teenage Witch began on, I think it was Nickelodeon. Was it Nickelodeon or Disney Channel? Whatever it was, back in 1996. Can you believe that? Now, I'm hoping you watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or...
Yeah, I did. I watched it. I watched it as a... I watched the real series, but I did really watch the cartoon series. That was what I watched more, I think.
I forgot about the cartoon series.
Yeah, I loved the cartoon series. I really loved it.
I love the live action show. I can't believe it's 20 years ago it started. I used to watch that every day when I got back from school. I absolutely loved it with Harvey Kinkle and Salam, Saberhagen, the cat, the wisecracking cat. He was hilarious with the bad puppet. Oh, it was brilliant. So just wanted to give a shout out to Sabrina because it was just amazing. And fun fact for you, Turk from Scrubs was also in it at one point.
Was he? Who was he?
He was a wizard. Were they called witches? I don't know if they called them wizards. The men who had magic powers. I can't remember now. But he was something to do with that, and he was like trying to do something bad. I don't know. I can't remember now. But it was good. Anyway, so Sabrina the Teenage Witch, 20 years old. Happy birthday to that. Right now, I want to talk about the games that we've been playing this week on our mobile devices for the 99 apps, but 99 problems, but an app ain't one segment. So I downloaded an app which was #1 on the App Store for iOS last week called Bottle Flip 2K16. So if you're internet savvy, you probably know the latest thing online, or probably from a few months ago actually, is to flip a bottle of water. Just literally get a bottle of water in your hand, flip it, and make it land upright. And that is, like the challenge. Flip your bottle of water, make it land upright, and then you're a legend. And there's a really funny video I've seen online where a guy walks into a job interview. There's like a panel of people. He's slow motion. He gets his bottle of water, just throws it. It goes really slow, spins in the air, and all the interviewers just like looking really seriously at it. And it lands face up. And they see the whole room. Then dubstep plays. All the interviewers go crazy. They all fall off their chairs, slow motion backwards, and the guy just walks out and slams the door. Hilarious.
I went the weekend. I went just inside. I went paintballing for a friend's birthday, and there was a group of school kids there who were maybe mid-teenagers, 12, 13, and we all got a bottle of water with our lunch, and all of them just tipped 2/3 of the water away and just started trying to flip these plastic bottles. Yeah. And there was about 30 of them just trying to flip these fucking bottles. And it's like, I get that people are into it, whatever, but it was just like such a waste of water.
Yeah, people should be wasting their time and energy on Harame memes. That's where the real people of the internet should be. But no, yeah, it's an interesting trend. It's weird how these things just come and go, isn't it? You remember, I'm trying to think other trends has been. Remember planking all those years ago?
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. But the game it's a very, very simple game. There's a bottle and you flip the screen with your thumb and you got to try and make it flip and land back upright again. And that's pretty much all it is. It's very basic. There's loads of ads over it, and it's a load of crap, to be honest with you. So if you probably download it, play it once or twice, then you've pretty much got the gist of it, and you can just delete it again, really. So if you want to download it, it's called Bottle Flip 2K16. It's on iOS. It's free to download. And download it now whilst it's still relevant, because you know how these internet trends go. It won't be relevant for much longer. Anyway, Chris, what have you been playing this week?
I was playing Hungry Shark World from Ubisoft. I don't know. I was actually really disappointed with this, Colin, to be honest, because I think Ubisoft are really quite good on their mobile games, but this really let me down. I didn't really think it was very good. I thought it was quite clunky. I didn't think the controls were very fun. I didn't really find it very satisfying. It's got really good reviews, but it just didn't really click with me.
What's it called?
It's called Hungry Shark World. You take control of a shark and you have to eat kind of different fish, collect different sharks. You're kind of trying to level up all the time, and you can jump out the water and stuff. I didn't really get on with it. Yeah, I just thought it was a bit of a letdown. It was too. I mean, it wasn't like complicated, but the Rayman games are good because they're so simple. Whereas this was just a bit too fiddly, I think, for me.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I was a bit let down actually.
No, I'm just looking at what our apps are going to be for next week. I'm looking at number 99 on my store, and I think this might be the game that you played back in the day when we were at the old university, Jurassic World.
Yeah,
the game was it Jurassic?
No,
you played
it was
Jurassic Park.
It was a Jurassic game, but it was like Jurassic Park Land or something.
Yeah, I don't think I can play this. It looks crap. I'm going to look at something else so I can play.
Okay,
oh my god, Disney Emoji Blitz. Get on that.
Oh, I played that. It's sick. I'm on the educational section, so I'm going to play math games for Math Genius, Math Training by a developer called Xianfu Huang. So
he's my.
It looks a little complicated for me, Colin, but I'll see how we get on with it.
Yeah, try your best. I need to figure out what I'm going to play. Actually, let's have a look. Let's have a gander. Let's look on the games. Let's go on to action games, shall we? What we got on here? Let's have a cheeky look. Here we go. Right. Oh, Angry Birds. That seems like a nice new up and coming thing. Flappy Hero. Remember Flappy Bird? That was another big thing that was around a few years ago.
Hey.
Exactly. God, we used to love that stuff. Right, I'm going to play a game called Forces Run. This looks interesting. This is from Police Mutual Assurance. Sounds oddly serious, so I'll play that. What are you playing this week? I can't even remember. You probably told me.
Maths is fun. Maths for Math Genius.
That's it. I know how Chris loves his maths, so we look forward to hearing Chris's thoughts on that next week. So that is what we will be playing next week. So what are we talking about now? Let's talk about some handheld gaming things and stuff. So first thing I want to quickly mention this week from the world of PlayStation Vita, small thing, don't want to give this too much attention, but I feel I should mention this. An interview was published, or it was an interview actually, with Jack Tretton, the former CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment America. He left Sony back in 2014 after 19 years. He did an interview with IGN, and he was asked to give his thoughts on the PlayStation Vita. Now he's not part of Sony, and looking back, if he thought the PlayStation Vita was a success and his overall thoughts of it. And his response was, now that I don't work at Sony anymore, I think internally it was, this is a great machine. It's just too late. The world has shifted to portable devices that aren't dedicated gaming machines, and he just goes on to say how the reason why the PSP was such a big success is that people were looking for the console-like experiences on a portable device because no one really had that back then when the PSP was around. And he also says that the PlayStation Vita, which I believe was in development for about 3 years, back when it first was envisioned, like it was like the sort of thing that would have sold like hotcakes. But by the time the Vita was released in 2012. In the US, smartphones were on the rise, and obviously a lot of people were playing games on their mobile phones. So this isn't really a shock at all, this interview. I mean, most people have said this about the PlayStation Vita. The reason why it wasn't an overwhelming success like the PSP is pretty much because it came out at the wrong time when people were starting to discover that, oh, my phone can play games. This is amazing. I don't need to buy 2 devices to do different things. I can do it all on my phone. So yeah, it was just interesting to see his thoughts on this, really. But it's nothing too excited. I mean, loads of news outlets have made a big song and dance about this because news companies, news websites all like to bash the PlayStation Vita as much as possible. But really, people have been saying this for years about the Vita. So just because some ex-Sony executive says it doesn't make it more interesting, in my opinion. But I mean, this article, I'm looking on GameSpot actually, where I mean, there's loads of websites who publish this interview and we're discussing it. This article's got almost 200 comments actually, so it shows that it is still a hot talking point for people, the PlayStation Vita. So there we go. I just wanted to mention that.
Do you agree? Do you think it's too late, or it came too late?
I think there's probably some truth in that. I mean, there's been loads of articles released to counter-argue that point, in the sense that fair enough, you can play mobile games, and you know people don't necessarily need a Vita to play mobile games now, but you don't get the proper game experiences on mobile. You just get your crappy little Candy Crush Sagas and Jungle Run games, your little things like that. Like, I'd never really play a full, intense, proper, first-person shooter sort of game, third-person shooter game on my phone. Basically because I don't like the touchscreen controls that come with them most of the time. But I mean, there is some truth in that. People can get their gaming fix now from their phones. And back in 2012, when it was all new and exciting, people were like, oh my God, look, I can match the candies and I can pay money to play more levels. This is so amazing. I don't need a PlayStation Vita. So I think he has got a point there, but I think there's other reasons as to why the Vita didn't do as well as it could. One of the main reasons probably is Sony didn't market it correctly at all, and some of their business decisions about the pricing of the memory cards and the chargers and things like that probably led to it not doing very well. So it's fair enough Sony blaming the gaming environment, but they also need to look at themselves a little bit and realize that they were to blame for the most part in why the Vita didn't sell as much as it could have done. So yeah, just wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like as well, it's sort of a flawed argument in that the 3DS has done exceedingly well and came out before the Vita. Do you know what I mean?
But then the 3DS has loads of Nintendo has loads of exclusive properties that they can bring out.
So Colin, so does Sony. They just didn't bring any of them across.
Yeah,
there wasn't a God of War. There wasn't an Infamous. There was an Uncharted. But
they did make it very easy, did they, for game developers? That seems to have been the point. They did make it easy to bring the games over. So it's a shame, but I still love my Vita, and a lot of people still do. And it's still good because we've still got a podcast, and I'd say we're probably one of the best handheld gaming podcasts out there. Woo!
I'd say we're the only one out there.
Most likely. I just want to quickly mention two things I forgot to mention earlier. Firstly, Gears of War is out on the 11th of October. Gears of War 4. Can't wait for that. Been watching the campaign trailers and some online multiplayer gameplay footage. Looks really cool. Also, they've released some footage of the Modern Warfare 1 remaster, which also looks very pretty and is making me feel all nostalgic. So there you go. And also, Chris, did you enter the Explorers Wanted competition for Mass Effect Andromeda?
I didn't. No. Should I do?
Yeah, well, it's closed now. You can't. Oh. Basically, BioWare did a competition a couple of weeks ago. They released information where they wanted someone out there to be a voice in Mass Effect Andromeda, which obviously is coming out early next year. And they released 2 scripts for 2 different characters, and they wanted people to record themselves doing this, record themselves reading the scripts, and send it to them. And if they like your voice, they'll contact you, and they'll fly you out to California, and to Canada, which I think is where they're based, if I remember rightly, and you will be in Mass Effect Andromeda. So I've entered that, and we're waiting to see whether my voice is good enough to play a vid maker in Mass Effect Andromeda. So
that'll be fun.
To that. And you can listen to my attempt at the script by finding me on SoundCloud, but I won't tell you where, so you have to find it yourself.
Colin J. Byrne SoundCloud. Colin Byrne Radio, probably that one, isn't it?
You would think so.
The Student Show podcast. Indie Sound.
No,
is it any of these?
Find it, mate. No chance.
What's Indie Sound?
That's the sound effects for the IndieCast podcast.
Oh, lovely.
Don't
On
know
the
why-
trail of the Christchurch Dragon.
Oh God. Oh God. Memes.
Anyway, Colin,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Dragon Ball?
I used to watch it when I was younger. Very fun. I like
Okay.
Goku and those other people who are in it.
I've got some right. I've never watched Dragon Ball, but I think I've picked up enough from kind of people talking about it that I can do a really good joke. Are you ready?
Do it. Let's hear it.
Hey, Colin, do you want some exciting news about Dragon Ball Fusions on the 3DS?
I would love some exciting news about Dragon Ball.
Find
Fusion.
out the exciting news next week on next week's episode.
I see what you did there.
And if you can't bother to wait for next week, then you'll be excited to know that 2 bits of news have come out. Dragon Ball Fusions, which is currently out in the East, but not over here, has been officially announced for North America and Europe. You can, Bandai Namco, who are making it, they've officially confirmed it. It will be out on December the 13th in America and next February over here in Europe. There's a English trailer. It's a kind of mix of like collecty, gamey things, but also with fighting elements. There's loads of different characters in the Dragon Ball anime. There's adventure mode, multiplayer battle mode. We'll embed a trailer in English in the thingamabob in the article, so you can have a look at that. And if you're playing it in Japan, then you'll be interested to know that the game got its first massive update, which added online play and the space-time radar feature. Famitsu have done a write-up on this. It looks like they're going to be kind of continuously updating this game. So what we don't know is when it comes out over here, if it will have those updates already, or if they'll take a little while to localize them as well. But it's worth knowing. You know, you can watch the trailer on our website here at handheld.wordpress.com if you want to have a look at that. Colin.
Yeah.
Another little bit of news as well. Everyone loves Shantae, right? The genie. Off of, I think it's Shantae.
Sorry.
Do you know Shantae?
Sorry, Shantae. That sounds like a type of wine.
Shantae is a game series that has had lots of help from Kickstarter. The half genie hero. It's a belly dancer she's called Shantae. She's a belly dancer crossed with a genie. It's a very popular series. He's been doing really well. People really like it. And the interesting bit of news is that a Shantae theme is coming to the 3DS. It's a bit revealing, but if you're interested in it, then we'll put a link up so you can have a look at it. Way Forward have tweeted about it. There's it's one of those ones that I probably wouldn't have on my 3DS if I was playing it on the bus. You know, that sort of theme?
Yeah, I've googled Shantae and I'm getting a lot of breasts here.
But anyway, you know, those are fun games. I can't remember which one. I've played one of them on the 3DS, which I like. I think it's there's Pirate's Curse I've played. No, not Pirate's Curse. That's not. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, I played one of them and it was really good. Colin, over to you.
Right, so I want to mention and talk about a game that's coming to PlayStation Vita. It's a game called Oceanhorn, which Chris alluded to at the beginning of this podcast. Now, its full title is Oceanhorn, Monsters of Uncharted Seas. It's from a company called Corn Fox and Bros. That's my favorite brand of cereal. I love a bit of Corn Fox in the morning with a bowl of milk, with some milk and a glass of OJ. Really good. So anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's an action RPG, and it's inspired by The Legend of Zelda, a game series that I'm not familiar with at all, but I think Chris knows a bit more about it than I do. And it's been revealed that it's coming to PlayStation Vita. This was revealed via a tweet from publisher FDG Entertainment. So it launched back on PS4 and Xbox One earlier this month, and it's going to be available on PC and mobile devices soon. I believe there was actually a campaign, a poll was revealed by the company on Twitter. Not revealed, sorry. There was a poll that took place where you could vote for which platform you wanted Oceanhorn to come to, and PlayStation Vita won. So that's good, and they've released a picture. We'll put this tweet in the article for this episode of Heroes of Handheld, but it's really nice picture of Oceanhorn running on PlayStation Vita. And the most impressive part about the picture that they have uploaded is how clean that Vita looks. It looks so nice. That must be a brand new one. Just want to stroke it, but it's actually one of the older models. It's not the new PlayStation Plus. It's the original model with the LED screen. So
it does look really clean, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very nice and shiny. No, I'm not.
Shiny.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with this game, but I mean, if it's inspired by Legend of Zelda, you know it's going to be good. I'm just having a quick look at some images of the art style. It looks very nice. Oh, it looks absolutely gorgeous, actually, looking at the images. Very colourful, very like jungle style, and loads of like exploration and things like that. But it looks really interesting. I mean, as I said, I don't really know too much about it, but as it's inspired by Zelda, it's surely going to be very, very nice. It's coming to PlayStation Vita. We didn't get any details as to when it's happening, unfortunately, but we know it's happening. We just hope it comes out sooner rather than later, because people want their Oceanhorn. Boy, do they. Boy, do they. So that's something I wanted to talk about. So very excited about that. Another thing I want to talk about is an app called FunImation. Now, we mentioned this, it must be about a year ago now. I think the news story we spoke about back then was how there may be a FunImation app coming to PlayStation Vita, but then it all went very quiet. But now it's been confirmed that the FunImation Now app will be launching on PlayStation Vita. This was announced last Friday, actually. We haven't got any details as to when this is going to release. And for those of you who don't know what Funimation is, it's a streaming app similar to your Netflixes of the world and Now TV and things like that. But its speciality is anime. So if you like your anime, you're gonna want to sign up to Funimation, seriously, because you can watch your Dragonball Z and your Clash of Titans and your Pokemon, I'm sure, will be on there as well. But it's coming to PlayStation Vita, which is very nice to see. But it's also available on Apple TV, Roku, Xbox, and PlayStation, other standard PlayStation consoles as well. So looking forward to that. It's good to see that streaming apps are still coming to PlayStation Vita. Still waiting on that Netflix app. Still waiting on that. Anyway, but yeah, it's coming to Vita, and it's very good. It's nice to see more apps coming to Vita, when over the past year or so, we keep seeing stories about people and companies taking their apps off of PlayStation Vita. But it's nice to see some that are actually coming on to Vita. So that's two bits of news I wanted to talk about to start with. I'm going to quickly do another one, Chris. I'm going to go straight into the third one.
Go for it.
So a game called Dragon Quest Builders has been in the pipeline for ever so long, such a long time now. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's pretty much Minecraft. It's Minecraft with a Dragon Quest skin on it. It looks like Minecraft. The the scavenger. What's it called when you get your little pickaxe and claw at the dirt and you
survival mode?
No. When you get resources, what's it called? Not scavenging. There's a word for it. You get whatever. It's gathering resources. It's basically the same idea. It looks so similar to Minecraft. But the interesting part about this is that a demo is going to be released. It's actually live now. So if you want to check this out before it releases on October the 11th, the same day as Gears of War 4, I'm just saying, you can download the Dragon Quest Builders demo and you can give it a try. And obviously this is from Square Enix, who a very nice company. We like Square Enix very much. They've released a free demo on PlayStation Vita and PS4. And for those of you who want some more information on this demo, maybe you're thinking, I'm not just going to download a free demo for a game and then let it clog up my memory on my memory card. What does this demo include? Well, the demo for Dragon Quest Builders includes the introductory chapter of the game, and you can explore a large open island, restore a town, and battle hordes of monsters whilst completing exciting quests. So why not, You know what? I might even download this and give it a try and report back next week, because there has been quite a lot of hype about this game. So really interested to see whether it shapes up. I mean, it looks very nice. And I'm a fan of Minecraft as well. So, if it's similar to Minecraft, I'm sure it'll be very good. But Chris, if you look at that article, the second one down, and look at the images, don't you just think that it's just Minecraft? If you weren't told any different, would you think it was Minecraft? Looking at those images there.
Let's have a little browse.
Do it.
Dragon Quest Builders. Let me don my spec. Oh, yeah, that does look like Minecraft, doesn't it?
It pretty much is just Minecraft.
Yeah.
So there you go. Right.
Yeah, but I'm sure it'll be fun. It looks nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype around it. I mean, Square Enix are a very good company, so we're in safe hands with them. Right, Chris. So what more have you got for me? Lay it on me thick and fast.
All right. Okay. So let's look at some of the games which are going to be coming out this week. If you're in America, you can now get as of October the 4th, so this time next week, Yacht Club Games, who made Shovel Knight, we'll talk about that in a second, are publishing Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack at retail, which contains Azure Striker Gunvolt 1 and 2 on one cart for the price of $30. And also Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 is coming out on download this week as well, which is interesting. So you can look at that if you want. I've never played the Azure Striker Gunvolt games. If I'm honest, Colin, I thought it was football, but I don't think it is football. But it looks very interesting. It's a kind of, big, actiony, Japanesey, fast-paced game. It looks very fun. And just as an aside, Yacht Club Games, who also made Shovel Knight, which, as you know, is one of the best games ever made. Shovel Knight, it got announced this week, is actually going to feature in the game by Playtonic Games, the Kickstarted Yooka-Laylee. Shovel Knight is going to be a character in there, which I really love. Like this kind of community of like Kickstarted games, all like helping each other out and featuring in each other's, featuring in each other's games and levels. It's kind of like a Smash Bros vibe,
Yes. Oh, Smash Bros. Did you still play Smash Bros? You've not really mentioned it.
Absolutely. I played it this very weekend.
Wow. Shocking.
It's a great game, but yeah. So that comes out as a Striker. The physical pack with the two of them comes out next week in the States, and the second one comes out as a download this week in Europe. River City Tokyo Rumble is out. Noah's Cradle is out, which looks really good. I'll put a video up on the article. It's like a space flight type game. A game called Quest of Dungeons as well, which has got a cross play. If you own the Wii U version, you can get the 3DS version for free. And Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, the game no one asked for, is coming out physical on Friday as well. So do keep your eyes peeled.
I've seen some reviews for that game though. It's supposed to be quite good, compared to the abomination that was that. Well, what was that game that they released last year where Knuckles had like a scarf?
Yeah, what was that? Crystal Ice Shatters or something?
Something like that. That got panned by everyone. It's just really sad because it doesn't. So I love Sonic. I'm playing Sonic 1, and they've got that. Is it Sonic? Not Generations. They've got that Sonic. Like an anniversary thing coming out, haven't they? Oh god, what's that called? What's it called? Oh my god, I need to find this. You store them. You store them.
Okay. Also, with another bit of news, which is that the free-to-play game Battle Puzzle and Dragons X is going to be released for 3DS in Japan for free. It's a free-to-play version of the 3DS RPG Puzzles and Dragons X Kami no Shao and Puzzles and Dragons X Ryu no Shao for 3DS. It's published by Gung Ho Online Entertainment. Basically, there's like monsters and items and puzzle battles, and there's going to be a free version where you can battle and challenge and practice. I don't really understand this game, but it looks mad, it looks fun, and I like that it's a free play game, and I like that it's also made by a team called Gung Ho Entertainment, which is a great name for a company. So do check out if you're in Japan, Puzzles and Dragons X, because free to play is sometimes pants, but this looks like it's going to be quite good. So do get on that if you're interested. Colin.
Yes.
What's the Sonic game called?
The game is called Sonic Mania. That's what it is, and it's it's back to the 2D gameplay, side-scrolling of the original games. It's coming out for Xbox One, PS4, and Windows early 2017. They're going to have reimagined Green Hill zones and some classic levels and some new ones in there as well. But the most exciting part, I need to find images of this, but you can get like a collector's edition, which comes with a Sega Mega Drive statue of Sonic standing on top of it. I need to find an image of this. It looks absolutely incredible. I loved Sonic growing up.
Yeah, I've got one bit of news. If I can polish myself off,
fit it in. Fit it in.
I thought this might be quite fun for us to try for next week because this is really nice. I hadn't seen this before. It actually came out in July, but it got posted on Reddit this week, and I thought it was really cute. Nintendo have done an official guide on how to draw Super Mario.
It's not that hard, surely. It's just like
this is really cute. If you want to get in on it, it takes you through it stage by stage, and it's how to do all the different lines and the perspectives and stuff. We'll embed it. I don't know how many of our listeners listen and have children. I expect there's a few. This might be a nice fun thing to try on a rainy September-October weekend. And even if you don't have kids, still try it. I'm going to give it a go.
Do it. Give it a go.
Yeah,
give it a go.
What else is happening in the world of PS Vita?
Can you just click on that link at the top of the show notes, please? That is the collector's edition of Sonic Mania, and it looks so good.
Look.
That little statue.
Oh yeah,
Say Mega Drive.
That is pretty. That is pretty.
Oh, I get a ring and an original cartridge. Seriously, I loved Sonic growing up. He was my babe.
I won't deny you. That is pretty.
It's good. Anyway, so one more bit of news. So you remember last week I spoke about Bandai Namco's decision to not bring Digimon World Next Order to PlayStation Vita. This caused a bit of an uproar with PlayStation Vita owners because they announced that it was only coming to PS4 and not PlayStation Vita. And pretty much all the previous games in the series had come to Vita. So people were a bit surprised by this. There was an announcement released that Bandai Namco said that they were bringing it to Vita. Then they released another statement saying it was a mistake and it's only coming to PS4. But now people are trying to take matters into their own hands, and they have started a petition to get Digimon World Next Order to Vita. But there's another twist in the story here, in a way. So I'll get onto this petition in a minute. But someone on NeoGAF, the techie people who can code and hack things and know all the inside information, have done a bit of delving into some of the coding within Next Order, and have found that though it's only coming out in Japan, I believe. I think it's just Japan, if I remember rightly. But there is actually in the Chinese version of the game, there's So it's Chinese. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. So in the Chinese version of Digimon Next Order, they found a full English translation in the coding, which is not accessible by players. Well, this is really interesting because Digimon World Next Order is only coming. It's not coming to. I don't think it's coming to English-speaking territories, if I remember rightly. But for some reason, there is an English translation of the game in the coding, which players can't access for some reason. So the translation is there.
Strange.
It's all very interesting, and he's uploaded screenshots of the game in English on this NeoGAF article. How he's managed to do this, I don't know. So this is fueled a bit more, put a bit more fuel on the fire here for the petition, where people are wanting it to come to PlayStation Vita over here in good old Europe and North America. And the petition needs 1,000 signatures. I'm not too sure what that's going to achieve, but at the moment it's got 857 supporters. So if you want Digimon World Next Order to come to Vita and come over here to Europe, then you need to sign this petition, people, because I'm sure it will make Bandai Namco think, oh my god, we need to put loads of money into bringing it out over here. Do it.
Because 1,000 people said they might buy it.
Brilliant. But no, it's
too hard? Too far?
Probably. It's interesting though, because it shows that people are very passionate about it. But yeah, that's all my news done. I'm all out. I'm all out. I'm spent. I'm done.
We'll put a link to the petition because I don't mean to be mean. For some people, that will Yeah, well, we'll put a link. Then if you want to sign it, you can sign it. You do what you want. Do what you want with your body. Colin.
What do you want to my body? Yes, hi. You're right.
Hi, Colin. How are you? Are you well?
I'm all right, Chris. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday evening? Because
you weren't very well last week, were you?
I had a bit of a headache last week, Yeah, I wasn't on top form. Was not on top form.
So is this top form you?
Well, I'm a bit tired, a bit tired, but I'm getting there. I'm almost at my peak, I'm almost at my best. So
good. Next
week can't come soon enough, if you know what I mean.
Well, what's happening next week?
I'm going to be amazing, basically.
Oh, I see.
That's what's going to happen next week. I'm going to be even better.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You know what I've finally started playing?
What have you finally started playing?
Which is one that I think is probably quite popular with our friends. Sorry, we're just off piece, but we've run out of news, but we thought we'd still chat. It's Rocket League. I've finally started properly playing Rocket League.
Oh, finally, man. What's
Are you in on it? Are you in?
It's a top game. Really fun.
It's so good, and it's so addictive.
It's just a nice, pleasant game, It's just a big old battle arena playing football. It's just great. It's just such a good game. So easy to master.
Did you play the first one? Did you play Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars?
Gesundheit. No. No, I did not. What's that?
That game was dope. You should check it out. Well, Rocket League's probably better, to be honest. It's very similar. All right then. Well, thanks very much for listening to Heroes of Handheld episode 154. Colin,
Yes.
if people want to get in touch, how do they do it?
People can contact us in many ways. You can email us heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. You can go to heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com and go to the contact us page on there. You can tweet us at Handheld Podcast. We like to tweet throughout the week. We love to hear from you. We're going slowly up and up on our followers on Twitter, so why not join the fun? You can find us on Facebook, Google Plus, on all social media basically. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever good podcasts are found, because we are a good podcast, and we will forever be supporting handheld gaming because we love it. We love it. Chris, over to you.
We love it. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Really has been quite special, hasn't it?
It's another
You give me a special feeling.
award-winningly good episode.
I think this is one of our best episodes ever. I don't mean to big us up at all, but I think we have literally just done the best episode ever. Just saying. I'm just laying
That's it. Go home. Go home. No one's going to top this shit.
No, not at all. Not at all. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. We hope you have a fantastic week, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place, with more handheld gaming news. But until then, enjoy playing your Vita, your 3DS, your mobile phone, or wherever you experience handheld gaming. Just have a lot of fun. We really hope you do, and we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.